Hello there everybody, this is Ostuni, and welcome to a special video for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, because it's all about this character right here, my own personal CAC Ostuni, and there have been some recent small little changes, but I really want to go over what makes this character this character. So, let me just go ahead and get on in there, and you know what, I think it's appropriate and also will help me remember if I put Vegito in there with me, a certain detail. So we're gonna go into, what's a good spot to go into? I think the Destroyed Cell Games Arena is a pretty cool little spot. So I know that there's some people that are curious as to like certain aspects of my character, design, story, mods that make him what he is, all sorts of little things. There's all sorts of stuff. Let me adjust something with this character real quick. There we go. Okay, so basically I'll go ahead and tell you guys about some design choices that I made for him. So already right off the bat, you can see that he's pretty much dressed up like Broly. He has the necklace, he has the waist. That is because, well, of something in his story. And I'm also kind of a fan of Broly. I actually really liked him in Budokai 3. And a little trivia, if you do his alternate costume, it's almost this. This is pretty much like his alternate costume. Like, he has his own bracers and his own boots on, and then the metal parts of the belt and the necklace are gold, and then the stones in the center are red, but he has black pants and the purple waistcloth around him. Now for the silver part of it, the silver is just because, like, I don't know, I'm more of a fan of silver than gold, and I'm more of a fan of white gold than gold, if you had to ask me about it. And as far as the green gems in the center, Emerald is my birthstone. So I was born in May, so that explains that too. And the bracers and boots, I know that some people have actually asked me this, there's nothing special about them. It's just the 4-star Dragon Ball costume, and I made the non-metallic part brown, so it looks kind of like brown leather, because I'm a fan of that kind of little thing. Like, I didn't want it all to be black, and then I made the metallic part silver. Now, as far as the Saiyan hair, if you guys look back, way back to when I played Xenoverse 1, I had a character with black hair, but what you guys don't know is in Ultimate Tenkaichi, whenever I made my character, I actually had cyan/turquoise hair. So that's kind of where this comes from now, and explains a little bit more about what happens later on. But another thing, I really liked the color of Broly's ki, which explains little stuff like this. And I also like just bluish greens in general, which also explains this. And I'll get to that whenever I get into which all mods actually contributed. But I'm going to show you another part of the design aspect, and it's probably one that you guys are curious about too. It is Mythical Super Saiyan 4. So Mythical Super Saiyan 4, I wanted to incorporate his original hair color in there, but I didn't think that a red chest would match up very well, so I made it all that color, and because it's a new form of Super Saiyan 4 that I kind of made up, I just thought, like, let's go ahead and do the fur, let's go ahead and do the tail, let's go ahead and do the hair that way. And he even has the red rings under the eyes, if I can... Hold on, I'll show you. Let's see, a little bit closer. Yeah, you guys can kind of see that. But another thing, the hair change. That's why I wanted to remember to bring Vegito, because I've tried to record this video a couple of times, and I forgot this one detail, is that the hair is basically a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito type hair. There are the little things there, and the reason that is because I have been a fan of Vegito for a while. Just as a character, not even because he's a fusion of Goku and Vegeta. I just like the character in general because he's cocky, he's powerful, and like I like that kind of character. Let's see, but now to really get into the backstory. And the backstory is pretty simple because I could ramble on about like possibilities and the details would get sort of muddled because I want to have a really solid, like, concrete backstory for you guys at one point. But I can give you guys pretty much the basics. This character, like I said, has been around since Ultimate Tenkaichi, and basically his thing is that he is the legendary Super Saiyan of that universe. I know it's kind of cliche, but it was before Khalifa and stuff like that was even thought of. So I thought it would be something interesting, and he went around defending and everything like that. He made friends with Captain Ginyu in his universe, and eventually he went on to defeat Omega Shenron at Super Saiyan 1, as you do in Tenkaichi, in Ultimate Tenkaichi, which is a pretty damn mythical feat, hence Mythical Super Saiyan. And then he went on to free the Red Dragon from the control of Omega Shenron, which, again, is a pretty damn mythical feat. So, yeah, that happened, and basically, the Red Dragon has now tied itself into Ostuni, kind of like how Shenron wound up tying himself to Goku by the end of Dragon Ball GT. You may see more of a little bit of that maybe somewhere down the line, hint, hint. But, after that, after restoring peace, him and the Ginyu Force and Android 17 and 18, who he also befriended, basically tried to rebuild society and everything like that, tried to make the world a safe place, because there were still some little villains scattered around, nothing too big. And then one day, Trunks from this universe, the Xenoverse universe, so weird to say, basically asked Shenron, like, hey, I need some help, could you summon anyone? And the Red Dragon volunteered up Ostuni because he knew that the world was at peace and that the Ginyu Force, believe it or not, and Android 17 and 18 would keep the peace. So he came to the Xenoverse universe and started to fight Towa and Mira, and towards the end of it, he went against Omega Shenron again, but this time it was a more powerful version of Omega Shenron. But thanks to all the training that Ostuni did, he was able to go to regular Super Saiyan 4. And if you guys saw in Xenoverse 1, I do have a version of regular Super Saiyan 4 Ostuni. He had brown hair and black hair. Like brown fur, black hair. So that was pretty much the difference between that. And then he used, I think, the Gogeta bust, because that's pretty much what we happened to have at the time. And the canon thing for Xenoverse 2 was that Ostuni lost his memory. So basically he had to start from scratch as far as like relearning his powers and everything like that. And in order to basically keep up the illusion that there was some big hero in Kanton City, they enlisted the help of Dumplin. But as events unfolded, Ostuni got more and more powerful. Towa and Mira basically were like, well, we gotta stop this shit. And they tried to destroy the dragon, but in trying to destroy the dragon, they messed up an important detail. Basically what happened was Ostuni's memories were restored whenever the dragon was basically almost wiped clean from existence. But now with his memories restored, he took all of his power that he had earned as a new time patroller, and the power that he gained while training in Xenoverse, and that he had accrued from whenever he was in Ultimate Tenkaichi, which eventually made him into the mythical Super Saiyan 4 you see now. So, as far as rivals go, if you guys want to know that, his rivals are chiefly Goku, because he won't stop fucking butting his nose in everyone's business, and Hit, because that video where I had to demonstrate Hit was fucking terrible. So that was not very fun. But that is basically backstory. I know it's not like super detailed. I'll probably revisit that aspect later. I may even make a series about this character that goes more in depth. But for now, that's pretty much the concrete details that I have for you guys. But now, for the mods. This is actually going to get really interesting, especially for you modders out there if you guys are watching this, because you guys are going to hear some names that you guys are going to go, whoa. Really? Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and power down so you guys can kind of see a couple of things. First of all, the pants, while I did cover Loris Kangini's colorable modding, or colorable clothes mod, the pants are not from that. In fact, the pants are from Xenoverse 1. And they come, get ready for a name drop here, from Yujin. That's right. Yujin was the guy, in case you don't know, who basically made the first big colorable clothing packs in Xenoverse 1. And he has a lot to do with the fact that I actually got into wanting to mod the game and create a character like I did, because he also made a lot of the early Super Saiyan 4 costume parts. So thank you to Yujin wherever you are. Hopefully we will see you somehow in the modded community again. I would definitely love to. If you go by a different username, please feel free to let us know. I would love to support your stuff. Now, something else too is that the tattoo that you see on his arm is actually my tattoo in real life from, and the tattoo's inspiration is not Punisher, by the way. It is Medieval for the PlayStation 1, which I've played on this channel. Go check it out. Fun platforming game from the PS1 era. That was actually done graciously by Air Talent. So thank you to Air Talent for that tattoo. It definitely adds a little bit of a personal touch onto the mod. And it doesn't show up whenever I go Mythical Super Saiyan 4, but there's a reason for that, because the fucking fur would get really weird and shit. The tail is attached to the pants, which is because of the very first version of the transformation that was made by Zan. And thank you, Zan, for making the very first version of the transformation possible. Couldn't have done any of this without you. Especially the big reveal episode where I fought against Super Saiyan 4 Mira in the story finale, vanilla story finale, may I add. So basically what it was before, the mod was before, is it was a mod that turned Potential Unleashed into Mythical Super Saiyan 4. And this was before DLC 1 dropped, and this is before we had a lot of modding tools, so that's how it had to be. But as time went on, I realized that the way that the mod was done, it messed with the skill list. So it didn't really bother me up until DLC 1, and I realized I can't get certain skills. So I figured out that Zan pretty much, and for right now, to my knowledge, he has a lot of stuff to do. He cannot do modding right now, so it sucked. But eventually, I just had to figure out a way to get around that. And I did, so I transformed it into an X2M. And I did, and I perfected it with the help of Leon Exodio. So thank you, Leon. And I'm getting to something else here in a minute. Don't you worry about that particular detail. I will get to it. I will definitely get to it. But, let's see. What else can I tell you? The hairstyle is actually from Division, and it is from Xenoverse 1. Zan also fixed the hair linings in that, so thank you once again, Zan, for helping me out with that. The torso is from Z Reincarnation, and it is something that I really liked because it combines Broly and the legendary Super Saiyan and everything like that, and Super Saiyan 4, so I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. Let's see, what else can I tell? Oh, moves. Okay, so I've started to use a lot of modded moves, and a lot of them happen to be from the Kale mod, and or the Khalifa mod, and I will leave that in the description if you want them. So yeah, whenever you download Khalifa, you get access to a couple of interesting moves, and I have 2 of them to show you. So, first one is Continuous Eraser Cannon. Basically, It is a modified version of Die Missile Barrage, and I like the fact that he doesn't actually yell out Die Missile Barrage. And very nice touch. It seems like there's more projectiles overall, and it seems like the damage may have been increased a little bit. I'm not quite sure. But another thing I want to show you guys is Delta Combination. It's basically a redone version of Wild Hunt, and I think the difference is that it's easier to combo into. That's pretty much the chief thing that they wanted to do. And now I want to show you my new finisher. Hold on, I need to charge up a little bit. This is a move I use from time to time too, called Key Mixer. If you guys want to know what that is, it is basically Darkness Mixer, but it is the color of your key. So that's a pretty cool mod. I will try to remember to put that in the description. If not, then go through the Khalifa mod, because I know I won't forget that shit. And just search Key Mixer, and you should be able to find it. So if I'm lazy, just do that. But this is one of my new finishers, and I have to thank... Oh, God. You know what? I'll leave a description to his pack in the description. But I got this from a skill pack. It was something that I wanted somebody to make, but he made it basically as like not for me or anything like that. He just kind of made it, and it happened to fit. So I renamed it and made it into my own little finisher. So this is called the Corona Destroyer, and basically it's a jacked up version of Final Flash. It costs 1 extra key bar to do, and it does more damage to compensate for that. So thank you, Mysterious Modder. Like I said, I'll put that in the description. I'll probably cover it in a future episode. So yeah, and then the last move that I'm going to show you guys is incorporating the aspect of the red dragon from Ultimate Tenkaichi. So 10 times Dragon Fist. I will try to remember my best to put that in the description as well, because I cannot remember the motto right now. But thank you for doing that, because that is something that I kind of liked as well. Now, that's pretty much it for Ostuni. That's what makes him the character that he is, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little in-depth look at this character, because I know that I've kind of... He's been around so much on, like, Facebook, Xenoverse 2 groups, and I know that there's some people that have genuinely wondered, like, what's the deal with this character? So now you know. But I will tell you guys one thing. He is not done. You have not seen everything about my character yet. There's still something to be seen, and it will be shown in DLC 4. And I think it'll be a great way to potentially end the story coverage. It'll be something really cool that I've been working on. Me and Leon worked for 7 hours to fucking make this shit happen. But I'm not going to show it in this episode. Like I said, it's coming out in DLC 4, but get ready for something pretty fucking awesome looking. Once again, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all the fans of that on the Xenoverse 2 Facebook groups that actually give props to my character looking pretty cool. Thank you to every modder that puts something into Ostuni. There's so many things to count. Oh, one last little thing. The red rings around the eyes initially came from Yujin again, so Yujin, wherever you are, hope you one day return. If you have under a different name, let me know. I would like you to make something very specific. That's something too, is that I would like to eventually have a little something from everybody on this character, just to kind of represent the modding community in general. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content. Gonna be parallel questing with mods mostly and everything like that. I do that on a pretty regular basis. If you guys are kind of new to it, I'll link that in the playlist. I'll link the Khalifa mod in the playlist too, or in the ending annotations. Question of the day. Actually, this isn't even a question. This is a bit of a request. if you guys have a character that has a pretty good backstory and everything like that, you want to share it. I'm not sure exactly how we can do this, if YouTube lets us post pictures or anything like that, but if you want to post a picture or something like that of your character and a backstory, go ahead and do that. I would like to see if there's some other people that have thought their character through as much as I have, and if they may have been using the character that they made since Ultimate Tenkaichi, because that would be pretty cool. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is Ostuni, signing off. Yeah!